Within the last few months, I'm learning that money management is more important than actually getting money. Let me actually take these off. I look like a douchebag.
I don't know who I am.
There's been times in my life where I got paid a pretty good amount for something I did, and I mismanaged the money. Sometimes I just think that there's always gonna be money around the corner, which is not really true. Like, why the would I think like that? That's having too much hope, and I don't think that's a good way to live. It's super important for us to know how to spend it, because there could be times where there's rainy days. You never know when you might need to spend a few extra dollars on something that happened, like an emergency or like a bill that suddenly hits you. You know, your car breaks down or your pet gets sick. You know, those things could really knock you down. I'm gonna turn 30 this month, and that is like one of the major lessons I've learned, is know how to manage your money. It is so much more important than actually getting money. And I don't mean like keep it in US dollars, you know, you could have it saved up in assets. Whatever assets you're comfortable with, or you just keep it in a bank. But I always consider inflation, and that's why I'm not a big fan of keeping it in a bank, because literally like 10 years from now, it's not gonna be worth as much as it is today. I rather keep the value of my money with some assets, even if it's digital like Bitcoin. I think it's a better choice for me, especially with the times we're facing today where the government is printing out trillions of dollars. Hey, you keep scratching a lot today, huh? A lot of this stuff they don't teach you in school, which is sad. If they taught us how to manage money, how to pay the lowest amount of taxes, be a boss and not an employee, think about how advanced the whole world would be. It makes no sense that we're getting taught to be robots, bro. That's literally what they're teaching us. Like in school, they just tell you to like, hey, you have to remember this in order for you to pass a test. It's about remembering that don't matter. That's what school is about. With that being said, I had to teach myself financial education. I did read a book that changed my whole perspective on money, and that is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Before reading that, I was looking at money this way, and then after reading it, I was like, whew. It literally opened my mind for all the possibilities. And one of the most important lessons I've learned is like knowing the difference between an asset and a liability. That is so important for anyone to know. If you buy a house and you live in it, that's not an asset. That is a liability. There's money coming out of your pocket. And then you're gonna depend on the market in order for it to sell at a higher price? No, bitch, take matters into your own hands. If you're gonna buy a house, at least rent it out. That's constant cash flow right there. So you don't have to depend on your job in order to pay for your mortgage. And that's another thing I learned in the book, is knowing how to make money work for you instead of you working for the money. That is so important and so crucial for you to have time to do the things you want to do. It's really important for me to know how to manage my money. And to be honest with you, when I was younger, I used to spend everything I've earned. And I still have some traits of that. Sometimes I spend a little bit more than I should, which is bad. Instead of putting it into something that's gonna get me more money, I just choose to buy something that I just want. Another thing that I learned too is that capital gains is less tax than earned income. Ain't that about a bitch? Like, I'm trading my time, my precious time, to earn an income, and that gets taxed more than if somebody invested a couple of dollars and got more for it. And you can get tax breaks if you invest in certain things, if you provide homes for people, if you provide jobs. And there's a lot of fucking loopholes that's in the system that rich people take advantage of, and the people that don't know about it get screwed. Financial education is one of the most important things in this life. I'm telling you, it's gonna make your life so much better. I think that's it for that. I don't know what else to say.